The War of the Roses was a series of civil wars fought in England between two rival factions of the royal house of Plantagenet, the Lancastrians, represented by the Red Rose, and the Yorkists, represented by the White Rose. The conflict lasted from 1455 to 1487 and was driven by a complex combination of political, social, and economic factors. The causes of the War of the Roses: weak leadership and royal discontent. The root cause of the conflict can be traced to the weakening of the monarchy under King Henry VI, whose reign began in 1422 when he was just an infant. As an adult, Henry VI struggled with mental illness, which made him an ineffective ruler, leading to instability in the kingdom. His inability to govern effectively created a power vacuum, with nobles vying for control. Rival claims to the throne. The House of Plantagenet had multiple branches, two of which, the Lancastrians and the Yorkists, had competing claims to the throne. The Lancastrians descended from John of Gaunt, the son of King Edward III, while the Yorkists descended from Edward III's second son, Lionel of Antwerp. Many Yorkists believed that the Lancastrians had usurped the throne from their rightful line, creating a deep division. The Hundred Years' War and economic strain. England's defeat in the Hundred Years' War 1337 to 1453 with France caused massive economic strain and social upheaval. The loss of valuable territories like Normandy and Aquitaine created resentment, and many English citizens blamed the ruling monarchy, particularly Henry VI. This discontent gave rise to factions that sought to take advantage of the situation to gain political power. Political factions and court intrigue. The rivalry between key noble families within the court, particularly the powerful families of the Duke of York, Richard, Duke of York, and the Queen's relatives, such as the Duke of Somerset, exacerbated the situation. With Henry VI's instability, these factions became more vocal in their demands for power. The Duke of York's claim to the throne was seen as stronger by many, which angered the Lancastrians and led to a growing factional divide. The reign of Henry VI. Henry VI's reign saw numerous factions rise and fall, but by the early 1450s, the situation had become particularly volatile. In 1455, after years of political infighting, Henry VI's failure to resolve tensions led to an outbreak of war. Richard, Duke of York, led a rebellion against Henry VI's rule, culminating in the First Battle of St. Albans in 1455, where the Yorkists won a decisive victory. Why the war was fought. Power struggle for the throne. Both the Lancastrians and Yorkists believed that they had a legitimate right to rule. The Lancastrians were represented by the reigning monarch, Henry VI, while the Yorkists, particularly Richard, Duke of York, sought to assert his claim. His supporters believed the throne had been usurped by Henry VI, and they sought to replace him with someone from the York family. Noble power and influence. The wars were not solely about the throne, but also about noble families' control over lands, wealth, and influence. The nobility's power and ability to control regions of England were central to their ambitions. Many battles were fought between different noble factions who supported either the Lancastrian or Yorkist cause, each hoping to secure a more powerful position in the kingdom. Factionalism and family loyalty. Both factions garnered significant support from powerful families and individuals, each backing their respective candidate. Family loyalty played a critical role in the conflict, as various regions, such as the North Yorkist and the South Lancastrian, became strongholds for different branches of the Plantagenet family. Instability and personal rivalries. The war was fueled by deep personal rivalries, such as the one between the Duke of York and the Queen, Margaret of Anjou, who was fiercely loyal to her husband, Henry VI. The struggle for personal and political supremacy played out in a series of battles, with each side seeking to secure their influence over the king. Conclusion: the War of the Roses was a protracted conflict caused by a combination of weak leadership, economic strain, dynastic rivalries, and power struggles among the English nobility. It represented not just a battle for the throne, but also a struggle for control of the realm's wealth and influence. The war would eventually culminate in the defeat of the Lancastrians, with the rise of the Tudor dynasty after the Battle of Bosworth Field in 1485, bringing an end to the conflict and the beginning of a new era in English history that a brief explanation and in the future we will give. A full video where you will know more of these bloody wars between your own people. Subscribe and like to help us grow our channel. We would like to thank you for supporting our channel and help us grow.